Alrighty, hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are playing some more Stormworks Build and Rescue. Alright, so in the last video that I put up with this train here, I installed the engine and it is so overpowered. Like, I can't even use this thing at... Like, see, I reduced it and I'm using it at 0.03. So that tells me that there's way too much engine in here. And as Sir Warren pointed out there, the wheels are spinning faster than the speed of sound. So I think maybe I should take that and let's try and work on this engine just a little bit so we can get those wheels so they don't spin faster than the speed of sound. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to reduce this down. Honestly, I bet you I'd be okay with 2, to be quite honest. I'm going to try, what do we have there? Just 2? Yeah, I'm going to reduce this down to 2, and we'll do some testing on it and just see where it goes from there. So I just have to see one of these. This is the air. Okay, so air is going to have to go on one of these. Now, I'm not too sure how I'm going to cool this. You know, it might even honestly be easier to cool because it won't be the engine won't be ripping as hard as it is, right? So if I'm going to be replacing, okay, so I'm gonna do 2 things in this video. 2 things, yes. Oops. Okay, I wanted to test out the coolant, right? Because I wanted to test out the there's 2 sides to this, right? There's 2 sides to this manifold. Okay? There's coolant B and coolant A. So I'm wondering if I can use both sides of this. And anyways, that's what we're gonna try right now. We're gonna try and use both sides of this here. Just see if that has a better effect on the cooling. And if it does, then what I'll do is I'll apply that to the ship. And everything will be okay. So that comes through. So that one there has been disconnected. And I can't do anything about that because, all right. Let's see here. Yeah, so my hope is that with just the 2, honestly, I think with all I know about trains, I think 2 should probably be more than enough. I've seen enough the train builds from on the YouTube here that most people seems to be what they use. Or a really long string of the 1x1s there? A really long string of the 1x1s? What am I doing here? That has to tie into that side of the pump. So this is no longer in play. This one here could be canceled. Oops. And then this, and we'll take this pump here, and let's see, we'll turn it like this. Perfect. And then that's part of our systems, and then that can just take power from there. So what I should do honestly is disconnect the pumps that aren't in play anymore, just so I know what I have space wise. It's going to free up a lot more space on here. So if I need to add more radiant, you know, let's see. Yeah, because there's 2 radiators there, and those 2 radiators should be more than enough to. Oh, and then that was the air there. Okay, so let's see. There it is. Air manifold. It's gonna be white for air. Yeah, let's see if this train doesn't travel at faster than the speed of sound. Oh, and I'll have to reconnect the reverse as well. So let's see, what are we doing here? That's the fuel, okay, and then we have a coolant there, and a coolant there. Yeah, so this is gonna have to be red. This is gonna need to be hot. Where are we? This is gonna need to be hot water. Oops. Coming out of the engine here. And that'll be, okay, so that one there has been rerouted. Yeah, this one here needs to be rerouted. And this one here needs to be rerouted as well. So we are coming off of here. And I also have to make sure that my pumps are facing the right way, because you see this pump is backwards, and I actually think some of these pumps are backwards. All I need to do, I'm just gonna let's redraw all this. Let's redraw all this, right? May as well, we're doing some pipe work here. Okay. And then this one here, we'll just, whoops, I want to do that. Okay, so those 2 are in play, and now these 2 are going to be in play as well. I was thinking about that yesterday. I thought maybe when I connected this as well that the pumps were backwards. All right, so now I think that's is on the black side. Fluid in. Okay, so that'll work for there. And then let's get a pump here. And I think, yeah, that's like our maximum height right there. So let's see what we can do. Oh, I'm too high. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right, so something like that. So the hot air or the hot water comes out. I can't find my words all of a sudden. So the hot air comes out of the engine. The hot air, yeah, the hot air. The hot water. The hot coolant comes out of the engine. Now I might also need to add like the air exchanger, the air balancer as well, and that would just help. Also, you know, there's so many additional things that can be done to you know, to make sure that this engine stays cool. Not just the radiators. The radiators, this is like a very, very basic way. And I mean, if you can't get it with these, by adding the other stuff to it, you should be able to get it. Okay, and now what I want to do is I want to draw the cool water away from the radiators. And I want to pump that back into the engine. So we can go this way here, and that's our, yeah, fluid in. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I had this connected properly the first time or not, so I'm just gonna go over this. Excellent. 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 Okay. And now let's do that. And let's see what we can do here. I'm also going to try and find some different music just to add. I know I've found one channel that puts out some pretty good just copyright-free, royalty-free music. Yeah, I kind of have to be careful on YouTube because you can record like a 1-hour video and think that you're using music that's royalty-free, and then you can post it and it'll hit you for copyright. Sometimes you can use it, but if the artist says you can't, then unfortunately you have to change all the audio, and it'll just be silent. So I don't really want to do that yet. Excuse me there. All right, so that's that. And now we need our systems button. And let's connect this and this. Okay, so that'll do it for coolant. Hopefully that is going to work for coolant. Now, function block. What was I going to use for the throttle was, is it this one here? That's a clutch. This is our engine throttle. So this has to go to the air manifold, and it has to go to the, I think it already does. Okay, and then last but not least, we need the belt drive back on here, and we need to put the starters on there. the million. Oh, that was so funny. 100, yeah. It feels like it needs about 100 starters on this thing, right? Just to get it to crank over. It's funny. That's diesel. Might not need so many now. These big engines. That's overkill. Yeah, that's what we do here. Big builds, you know. This one. Then alternators. Yeah, alternators. Which actually work really well. The alternator works really well. I'm impressed. I'm impressed to say the least. Okay, let's see. The alternator can be this one here. I could always just set it to a constant number and just have it outputting at 1. Potentially as well. And then this is going to free up a lot of room in this train. Look at that. Now I don't know if 2 is going to be enough. 2 might not be enough. I might have to continue to expand it. And then of course the heating. I don't know if that's going to be enough for heating. I should probably put a gearbox on here for the purpose of reversing. Here, let's do that, and then when we turn it on, we can do that. And provide it with electricity. And I think I had a button here for, oh yes, it was number 1 from the seat. Yeah, when I was doing my early builds, I never really used the buttons in the seat. I always just added buttons on the side there. Okay, so let's save that. It looks, engine could be deceiving. The vehicles are totally different from the ships. I mean, it's I figure it's a tonnage difference, right? You spawn the ship and it's huge. It needs a lot of power to get that thing to move, whereas these land vehicles are hardly weigh the same, you know, comparatively. So, and we are using a 5x5 engine here, which is quite intense. Does that go right down? No. Okay, I'll have to check that. I think I blocked that. I'll have to check that. What do we have for fuel? 28. Okay. So turn systems on. Turn that to 1. Oh, I didn't actually connect the starters to the start button. That would probably help. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 starters. Sure. Also is my composite engine heat. All right. Save that. Spawn that. And I suppose I can make it smaller. The engine doesn't have to be this large either. I can always cut it down as well. It doesn't have to be this long. It can be smaller. Like I say, I've only ever built. Well, I can't say I only ever built one train. The first couple of trains I built were trashy. I'm not gonna lie. They were just blocks, right? With some windows. It was awful. Absolutely awful. But, yeah. I think we all do that sometimes. The first build is always like. All right, there goes the engine. So we'll dial it down to 0.2. And we're still, because it's still doing the 60 RPS, right? Can I run it at that, or is it? I can't. Okay, so now probably what I can do is I can probably use the gearboxes here to reduce the speed a little bit. Or just to try and reduce I'm just trying to reduce the torque. So let's see, we'll try maximum, try and reduce it by 6 here, and we'll just start with that and just see if it goes. Now I have to be careful, right? Because this is just the engine, and once I add weight to it, or carriages to it, it'll handle completely differently as well. So that's why once I sort of get this calibrated, probably what I'll need to do is I'll need to have a toggle button for each gearbox that I can turn on and off. And let's turn that. Gearbox 1, gearbox 2, gearbox 3, gearbox 4, whatever it's going to take. Alright, so 0.2 was good. 3. Yeah, like there, you see that? That's perfect. Oh, I don't know why we slowed down there. See if I can reduce the engine just a little bit. 16 is not bad. Like I say, my maximum speed to get to the Arctic in the old one was 20 or 22. Alright, so 35 is a little bit too much. As you can see, we're slowing down there. Really, was 33 the number? No. Oh, we're probably going down. Okay, now we're holding at 15. I guess 15's all right. It's not great. Let's see if I can crank this up here a little bit. Most definitely, and it's not. Like I say, I don't have. Okay, that's decent. That's decent. Can we go to 45? Oh, we definitely can. What about 5? Oh yeah, that fix this up a little bit, and we're gonna start going uphill here. 6 maybe. Can we go full speed, full throttle? All right, so that's our maximum speed, 16. Let's try and stop this here before we have to switch tracks. And then I'm going to turn on reverse. And we'll start up again. Okay, so I might be able to, you see we just slipped a little bit there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to get 2 toggle switches. And then I'm going to turn on one gearbox and turn on the second gearbox. So when we initially start, we might need both gearboxes. And then as we accelerate, we can turn the gearboxes off so we have less resistance on the engine. But it seems like 2 5x5s is, and that's still overkill. I mean, we're at 0.05, right? And we're, you know, I don't know what our maximum temp is. I'll have to run it and see. But it sounds to me like we're doing... Efficiency is 45, so I don't know. I imagine it's running at full RPS, right? Nice, look at that. And I imagine we would go even faster if we were on, maybe not. I think that's the top speed. 17's okay. So I'm gonna try and reduce one of the gearboxes, and then, like I say, we have to test it out with the load on. So what I did is I made 2 rail cars, which can carry fuel. Or liquids. I just made 2 new ones. They're just smaller and they're round. So what I'll do is I'll connect those to the train after this, and we'll test it out with the load on. Cool, that's exciting. What do we have for heat? Yeah, it heats up way slower too. So I'm hoping that's going to work, that both of those are working. Because I was thinking about that, the A and the B, and I mean if that's going to be enough to keep us stable. See if it has the ability to get past these locks. Ooh, it does. Like that even. That's nice. Okay, so let's get 2 toggle buttons here. And we can just make them white for now. And this will be gear 1, and this could be gear 2. All right, I'm gonna connect that with electricity. And this gearbox 1. And then gearbox 2. And we might need more for hills and whatever else. And then we can just make this 1-to-1. And then when it's on, it'll be 3-to-1. So when it's on, it'll be 3-to-1. And that's 1-to-1. And remember, that's reducing. So I could always turn them off, and then we'll have no reduction. But I still think it'll probably crank. It might overcrank still, just a little bit. I'm impressed at how powerful these engines are when it comes to these land vehicles. All right, so let's save that. Now that I got it going, I'd like to see. I don't know if I should do a test now with some weight on it. Might be prudent at this point in time. right, whoa, 0.8. Oh, I got this. Sneezes. Yeah, that's obviously going to be... that's obviously really fast. Again, because I don't have the gearboxes turned on. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to spawn in two carriages. I think we can get away with two. So these are... What's the fuel amount in them? Let's see here. Load this gas car I made. I think it's a little wide. You know, I'm not sure. Probably is a little wide. On the top. So these hold 72,000 units of gas, which is perfect. So that's why I have two of these would be more than enough. I can make a couple of runs, right? Because remember, we're going to be storing the gas on the oil rigs that we spawn in the desert. We're going to connect. Yes, there we go. And we get the next one here. They need markings and all that sort of stuff, right? The safety stuff. Back that way for a moment. All right, I'll go that way. No, go that way. Oh, really? You give it one more little push. Oh man, oh man. Okay, come on, you go back a little bit, go back just a little bit. Just a little bit more. Oh, are you kidding me? Ridiculous. You pivots are being ridiculous. Perfect. All right, there we go. Excellent. Okay, so we'll put this to 8. Oh, cool. It was just idling that whole time. Neat. And then we'll try, I think 33 was our start speed. Yeah, look, we're starting to go. Starting to go. Now we've got the gearboxes on, so if I turn off one of the gearboxes, that's giving us a little bit of, let's go to 4. All right. Maybe I don't need the gearboxes because of the weight. I'll have to see now. Now I can hear the engine. Oh, it's got to go a bit more than that. Maybe 7. Look at our fuel consumption though. So now what I need is gearboxes that work in the oh yeah, I like that. Turn that down. Nope, looks like 8 is our where it wants to rest. Yeah, and if 12 is going to be our top speed, .3. I could probably reduce that a little bit. So now we need some gearboxes that are going to give us some speed here. Maybe just 1. Alright, so let's turn that to 0. Oh, did I have the brakes? The brakes were on. The brakes were on. Alright, let's try that again. 0.4. That was with the brakes on. Okay. Oh yeah, it's gonna be pushing way too hard now. All right, so this is our both gearboxes on 33. We're pumping. Let's reduce this to 3, maybe. Forgot I had the brakes on. Look at that. Okay, so we're actually. We still have too much power. So I need to reduce the engine. If I can. Likes that. Speed up to 4. What about 34? Then we get, oh yes, and then if I take off one of those, does that speed us up at all? The wheels are still kind of... So I guess that's going to be our top speed there, 14. But look at the wheels. I don't like that. They're just spinning so fast. And that's reduced by 6. So what can I do here? I'm going to have to load the autosave. Just have to keep working on this. Maybe I need to add another gearbox? No, because all that's going to do is just reduce the... So what can we do here to add traction? We need to add traction. Maybe I only need, well, I can't just use the one. I need to at least have the two. But they're spinning at, what, 60 RPS? The engine's sitting at 60 RPS? So... I need to stop that part, the 60 RPS part. That I don't know how we're gonna reduce. I guess that's this here. Clutch pressure. So we were saying that didn't do much. It's this clutch pressure here that I need to just do that, I suppose. It doesn't matter. I should maybe try and throttle that. But I have a clutch here. It does the same thing, right? Pretty well it does the same thing. Yeah, pretty well it does the same thing. Is one of these dials free? Yeah, alright, this will be our RPS. Let's see here. Yeah, engine RPS. Okay. And then I'd engine B RPS there. Well, I need to have a value there or else it's not going to go. I was just using one last time. Just giving it the full, full deal, but maybe, well, not because it doesn't matter because I have the other clutch there, so this one could be, or I'll get rid of that clutch and let's just try and use the one that's on the engine here. That might make sense. So if we do that, yeah, these are already reducing it. And if I reduce it any more, I suppose I could try a different ratio. I don't know that much about gears and stuff to, you know. Try that. I don't know. Just have to play with it, I suppose. I'm not I doubt, I'm going to throw that out there, I doubt if I get a torque curve and try and calibrate this, that is the way. I mean, I could be wrong. I could be wrong with all the science that's in the game, but I don't know. I'd be hard pressed to dabble in that. But I have one for my Roblox game. I have like a dyno that I was using to calibrate the trucks in the Roblox game because he needed it for that. Because you can totally, the way it's set up, you can totally tune the engine however you want. Okay, so let's get the clutch going to. Okay, and that's all right, now I think I see where the issue was. Yeah, look at that speed, and I'm reducing it. All right, so let's turn this clutch to 0. And stop here. Oh no, I have to back up. Really likes that. Look at that speed. Okay, now what I need to do is test this with a load on it. All right. Solve that temporary problem. So we'll spawn this in. The double clutch seems to be the issue, which kind of makes sense now that I think about it, because I was reducing it coming out of the engine, and then I was also trying to reduce to So I just had it all set up, completely wrong. Set up completely wrong. That's what I'm saying. I doubt if I bring a dyno in here, it'll do anything, because it's not like I'm have it set up properly. Well, yeah, I was having to use that for. It sounds kind of silly, but I had to use one for robots there. Oh, see, that's not bad. Okay, and then we'll just let this idle here. This idle here. Ooh, I wonder if I can get both. We'll see. We'll see if we can get both. Well, if we can, then that'll be fantastic. I just wait for the saving game to go away. And then I'll... It's taking longer than I thought. Alright. Alright. Get this out there. Once I get it all calibrated, whenever that's going to be, maybe Christmas, I'll get a remote and I'll make sure that the locomotive is attached to a remote, so I can just stand here and back it up and connect these. Perfect. And that way I can do, or I'll just build like a small shunting locomotive and put it there, and then I can just shunt the cars forward. The other thing I'll need are some winches, that kind of equipment I don't have on here yet. So I might need a third rail car just to handle this. Okay, good. That's in the right direction. Perfect. All right, now let's see what the train can do. Now that I've got it all connected seemingly in the right order and in the right way. It's very interesting. Curiously interesting. Okay, so we'll turn the brakes off. And we will turn this to, let's go to 2. And we'll turn this to 1. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. No squealing of the wheels. Oh boy, I'm going to have to calibrate the ship now. Holy cow. And we're at 0.2, right? Is that our maximum speed? Yeah, it'll overheat if it stays though at that RPS. There we go. Whew. Right, we're losing RPS. That's why we're slowing down. Let's see if we can go to 2. actually, that was pretty good. If we sit at, we don't want the RPS to go too high, right? Because then I won't be able to stay stable. But this seems to be, wow, look at our speed. Wow, and I'm reducing the engine. Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Excellent. That is what I like to see. There we go. So, calibrated the freight train. I'll obviously have to calibrate the ship because it could be a lot faster, it seems, than it is. We are cruising. Wow, I've never taken a train this fast. This is incredible. It's going to be nothing to go to the Arctic. Now, this is way too fast. I'm just going to throw this out here. 40 is way too fast. Maybe. It might not actually be with this setup here. Let's try it out. Let's see how far we can go. I don't think I have to do any switching here. I think I can go all the way to the Arctic on this track. I think it's already set up for that. We're not going to go all the way to the Arctic here because it'll take about an hour. Well, at this speed, it'd be less than that at this speed, actually. It'd be pretty quick. Wow, we're hovering around 23 RPS. Okay, and then now I just need to see if the temperature is going to remain stable. And electrically we're stable, and I have no output on the alternators. So that's good. I can turn that to 1. That'll also add drag onto the engine. Look at us going uphill. We're just not losing any speed. Wow, this thing is awesome. We are cruising. All right, I think I got that figured out. Excellent. I see the flaw in what I was doing there with the double clutch. Bad idea. Nice. Well, I guess that'll do it for this video. All I really wanted to do was get the train working. There's still a lot to do. I need to make sure that there's winches on here and hoses, right? I need to find a way to drain these to make sure that they're empty, no gases. So I need to be able to empty them completely. What else? And then I'll need to work on my oil rig. I'll have to spawn the oil rig in again and work on that and make sure that there's an area there to store gas. So yeah, this is incredible. Look at that. And then I go down here, there's like a little room down there. Stay in here. I got to make sure that there's a map block and keep active blocks on the rail cars. But this is essentially what I would do is I would fill up the ship, come to port, spawn the train in, and I have to find a way to empty, obviously to empty the ship onto the train. It seems kind of silly that additionally I would need a truck just to go from the ship to the train. But I might need a small truck that I can do that. And then the other thing I'll need to check is the rate of compression. How much gas I can actually get in here, because 75,000 is the capacity. But I'm sure if I compress the oxygen and the hydrogen, I'll be able to get way more, way more out of it. Oh, here we go. This is a sharp turn. Whoa! Am I gonna derail? No. Lovely. Oh, that's lovely. Well. No, and that doesn't seem to be doing anything. I have to run it through the clutch. But that's stable, so 1.1 and 0.15, it's so low. And it's giving off, those 5x5 engines are incredibly powerful. Wow. Okay, so I'm definitely going to need to calibrate the ship. Maybe let's do a time check here. Oh wow, an hour on this one? Yeah, okay, so that'll do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for your interest, and I'm having a lot of fun with the build. Now I need to, I guess, just add some color to this. Make that one blue, make this one red. Add some labels on it, danger, explosion, whatever. Beauty. I'm happy. I'm really impressed. Yeah, that changes everything. Yeah, and I don't know why I had it. I was using the double clutch. That's just me starting with the basic engines and getting used to putting that clutch on there and just having it and using it as a way to throttle. So, but now that I've started to work with the modular engines a lot more, I realize that they are very, very powerful. All right, and let's do a temperature check. Yeah, this thing will be good. 22 RPS, should be reasonably stable. And that's meters per second. That's 43 meters per second. So what is it? Is it let's see here. I forgot the formula. It's 1.9 for knots. I don't know what it is for. I think it's 2 for 3. Let's see, 3.6 maybe. And S2K. Oops. No, Google. No, Google. What are you doing? Why are you letting me press all these buttons, Google? Shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. 3.6. All right, so if we take 40 and multiply that by 3.6, that'll give us our speed. 40 times 3.6. Holy cow, we're doing 144 kilometers an hour. That is a bullet train. Not a bullet train, but that is a fast diesel. Look at that. We are cruising. Absolutely cruising. And wave by to the mainland. Oh, I don't know. This might go to the Arctic or it might go to Spy Cakes. I'm not entirely sure on that. But anyhow, yeah, thank you so much for watching. That'll do it for today's video. The train is now calibrated, and in the next video, I will do something else, and I will see you then. Bye-bye.